This conference will now be recorded.
So we covered on administration part, right? So now let's move on to the new topic, a brand new topic, that is planning. Okay, let's move on to planning. Guys, for the first two sessions, I give a quick introduction on the planning, the financial planning and everything. Then we'll start working on planning modeling. Okay. So here I'll go with okay. So guys, now if I speak about the SAC planning, okay. So generally, when you go on to the planning, guys, you see two types of planning products. Okay. So one is account-based planning, and second one is non-account planning. Two types of planning products. Okay, account-based planning and non-account planning. Okay, so account-based planning products, we call them as EPMs, guys. Heard about this word anytime? EPM, Enterprise Performance Management. Okay. So basically, we also call financial planning and analysis solutions as EPM products. Okay. So EPM products. So account-based planning products are called EPM products. Okay, they are EPMs. Okay, and they are also we also call them as the account planning solutions as FPAs, financial planning and analysis solutions. Okay, because in finance you don't have measures at all. We always do through accounts, right? It is always about accounting. Okay, so these account-based planning solutions are also called as EPM solutions. And the major EPM solutions that are available in the market are like you got like Hyperion, Anaplan, and also now from SAP we got SAP Analytics Cloud. So generally, if I speak about the second type of planning, that is non-account planning, so it's majorly seen in supply chain and inventory planning, guys. Okay, so where you see like SAP has got a big product in non-account planning, that is IBP, Integrated Business Planning from SAP, and then we also have IBM Planning Analytics. Okay, so SAP has got strong presence in both EPM and non-EPM products. Okay, it has got presence in planning in both EPM and non-EPM. In EPM they got SAP Analytics Cloud. In non-EPM they got IBP, Integrated Business Planning. Okay. All right. So guys, before I go jump into the planning, how many of you come from planning backgrounds here? Like anyone coming from planning or BPC or any other backgrounds here? Or you all come from non-planning background? Hello, guys, can you confirm please? You are non-SAP itself.
Satya, I'm from non-planning.
Non-planning. Guys, quickly, please respond quick. Anil, Chandra, Hashita, Krishna, Manish. Sam, Shiva, Srinivas Reddy, guys, come on, come on.
So I'm
So
from
I just want to
non-planning.
know like, how many of you really come from planning backgrounds here?
I'm from non-planning.
You're all from non-planning. So no one is from planning or BPC backgrounds here.
Yes, Ajay, I am from planning background. Krishna here.
You're from planning background, okay. Okay, so guys, this is going to be very big module. Okay, planning is going to be very big module. So next 16, 17 sessions are on one single topic, that is planning. Okay, so you all make sure you attend everything, because there will be continuity in the planning session. It's not like BI is like kind of topic to topic, but in planning you don't see that kind of thing. It's continuity. It's all continuous. Okay, so one point to remember, and just try to digest at least the first few days of planning. It will be a bit tough for you to understand, but slowly you can try to digest the planning aspects. Okay, so repeat the sessions uh, if you really don't understand few things, right? Just repeat the sessions. Most of the people, I heard this feedback from a lot of people in the previous batches, that planning, especially if they repeat my session, in the sense if you repeat the recording, you understand it much better. Okay, because you have that breather in the recording, like you can pause and watch it, right? So that you'll have that kind of things, right? So generally coming back, so try to understand, okay, digest how much you can. So we got two types of planning solutions, guys. So generally we have two types of planning products. One is account based planning products, or also we call them as EPM solutions. Okay, EPM stands for enterprise performance management. Basically in financial planning you see these EPMs coming into play. So in financial planning, workforce planning, so in these areas we make use of EPMs. Okay, so then we got some other type of product called non-account planning products, non-EPM products also we call say. So they are majorly seen in supply chain planning, inventory, supplier planning, etc. In these cases you see them. So, and SAP has got some product in non-account planning, that is IBP. Okay, so in EPM they got SAP Analytics Cloud. In non-EPM they got IBP. Okay, so if I speak about the major planning products, guys, major planning systems or solutions we have in the market. Okay, if I speak about the types of planning you see, so planning is something which happens in each and every department or each and every functional area. Okay, you have planning in sales, you have planning in finance, you have planning in HR, you have planning in inventory or supply chain. Okay, you have planning in marketing, we have planning in everywhere, guys. We have planning each and every department. So if I just go,
Satya, sorry to cut you. What exactly means non-account planning? I mean, account and non-account. Will you be
I'm
telling
coming, I'll cover.
that?
So guys, you see planning happens everywhere. So you have planning in sales, you have planning in marketing, we have planning in workforce means HR, we have planning in supply chain, and then we have planning in IT. Okay, so all these plans actually merge into financial plan, which is a central component of your planning. Okay, I'll cover that. So these are, you see, generally the planning happens each and everywhere, guys. But major planning happens at four sectors, four areas where you see the major planning happens. The biggest planning happens in finance always. Okay, so guys, I honestly say for most of the companies, planning means financial planning only. For maximum companies, if they say planning, that means it's financial planning. So the biggest component of planning is financial planning, because every planning component has to integrate with financial plan at some point of time. Okay, so every component has to integrate with finance at some point of time. So right guys, so you run sales, you generate revenue. So if you're making money, that is finance, right? You're procuring the inventory, you need to pay to the vendors. Means once you procure the raw material, you will route it to finance department to pay them amounts, right? So workforce, you recruited people, so and you're paying the salary, so it will be again routed to finance. Means every module is integrated to money at some point of time, means integrated to finance at some point of time. So every plan will be integrated to financial plan, which becomes heart of your organization planning guys. Okay, so generally financial plan is considered as central component of your organizational planning or heart of organizational planning. Okay, I'll show you why. Okay, so if I open the finance profit and loss statement, I'll explain you guys what is P&L statement, how it works. So I go to the previous batch file so that you understand. Guys, if you decode the finance profit and loss statement, okay, if you decode the profit and loss statement, your top line is gross sales. Okay, in the P&L statement, your top line is gross sales. Gross sales minus retail returns. Retail returns in the sense if anyone return the product, gives you the gross revenue. Okay, top line is gross sales. So revenue minus discounts gives you the net revenue, guys. Revenue minus discount gives you the net revenue. Then this net revenue minus cost of goods sold into your production cost. Cost of goods sold is nothing but your production cost, like raw material cost, labor cost, purchase price variance, vendor cost, chargebacks. So this all gives you revenue minus production cost, gives you the gross profit. This is how a general P&L statement works. P&L statement doesn't change from organization to organization. Okay, it is all constant. So then gross profit minus operating income, operating expenses. Operating expenses in the sense these expenses are not linked to sales. These are general expenses like sales and marketing expenses. Personal cost means HR expenses like salaries, wages, bonus, burden, etc. These are like HR expenses. Training cost, equipment cost, these are HR expenses, personal costs. Okay, so then you have HR expenses, marketing expenses, IT expenses, and other expenses. So these all comes into operating expenses. Okay, so this gross profit minus operating expenses gives you the operating income. Okay, means you can call it as EBITDA. You might heard about this, right? Earnings before depreciation, tax, and everything, amortization, etc. Okay, so this is your operating income. So this is how your financial P&L statement looks. So generally, guys, so what happens is all the planning has to be integrated into financial plan at some point of time. Every plan, because financial plan will become the central component of your organizational planning. So whatever be the sales, whatever be this number you generated through sales planning, whatever be the number we generate through sales planning has to be integrated into your gross sales. Okay, here you see, if you go on to the next page. Okay, so you see the account is gross sales. So we generated the sales. We generated the sales forecast for 2024 and 2025 using 2022 and 2023 data. I generated the forecast for 2024 and 2025. So this is majorly we call it as sales planning. So whatever be the sales number we generate in the sales planning has to be integrated into financial planning, into the gross sales account of financial planning. Okay, so just try to understand. I'll speak in detail about finance profit and loss statement, guys. Just try to understand. Every plan has to be collaborated with financial plan at some point of time. Okay, so whatever be the sales planning we do has to be integrated into finance profit and loss plan, which will become the top line of your financial planning. Your sales planning will become the top line of your financial plan. Okay, so once your once your top line is generated, then so we get, if your organization has generally for supply chain planning, guys. Okay, we have a separate product for supply chain planning called IBP. Okay, IBP, integrated business planning, is a separate product which is majorly used for supply chain planning. Okay, so IBP is a non-account planning system, guys. It's a non-account planning system. Okay, majorly designed for supply chain planning, where you can generate a demand plan. Demand planning is again kind of a sales planning. It's one and the same. Where you can generate some demand planning. Then using the demand, so we will know how much demand is created for the next one financial year. So based on that, we'll go with inventory optimization or inventory management. Okay, means how much inventory is needed to meet the demand. Okay, how much inventory is available now, how much should be created, means how much should be produced. Okay, so based on that, they will do supplier planning. Okay, so for suppose the demand is $1 million for the next financial year, the demand forecast is $1 million, means for a product we're going to generate $1 million revenue in the next 1 year. Okay, to generate $1 million, for suppose the cost of product is $100. Okay, right, so they need 10,000 units at least to be produced, to be available in inventory. Okay, 10,000 units, and as a safety stock we need 10% extra, means 11,000 units they need. Means at any given point of time I need 1,000 units in my inventory. So so my need is 11,000 units, 10,000 units to meet the demand, and 1,000 units for as a safety stock. So out of which my current inventory level is 3,000 units. So for the next 1 year we need to produce 8,000 units, right? So that is what we call it as inventory optimization. Once inventory optimization done, so to produce 8,000 units, how much raw material we should procure from the suppliers. Then we start with supplier planning. This all happens in supply chain planning, IBP. Then once inventory optimization is done, then the supplier planning starts. So we will go and procure the required raw materials, etc., from the supplier. Okay, we also invest on the labors, how much labor we need, etc. They all will be procured from the suppliers. Okay, and then we'll go for logistics supplier planning, then followed by logistics optimization. Okay, so how we get that raw materials, at what point of time we need the raw materials, etc., etc. And then we do warehouse management. Once the inventory is managed, right? So for suppose your company is having 10 warehouses, how much inventory should be kept in different warehouses. Okay, so that warehouse management also happens in supply chain. So if you observe carefully, guys, in supply chain, what you see is basically an inventory planning. Okay, an inventory and an based supply chain planning happens here. Okay, where you have demand planning, inventory optimization, supplier planning, and warehouse planning happens in IBP. Okay, so if your organization has a separate product IBP to handle supply chain plan, So once your supply chain planning is ready, okay, guys, once your supply chain plan is ready, okay, so who will release that budgets? Who will release that budgets to get the inventory or to get the to procure the raw materials from the vendors, guys? So it has to be finance team, right? So then once the supply chain plan is completed and ready, it has to be integrated with your financial plan. Okay, here you see. Okay, so guys, once your supply chain plan is ready, we'll integrate that number, that supply chain number. We'll actually integrate that supply chain planning number into the financial plan P&L. Okay, so because how much raw material we need, okay, so that number has to be integrated into finance. Then only the budgets will be allocated for your finance, for your inventory optimization. So to allocate the budgets, first we need to integrate the supply chain number, okay, into your financial plan. Okay, so the forecast is, so this much raw material we need to achieve that sales. Okay, to achieve your sales of around 5,000 million. Okay, we need to spend this much on raw material, this much on labor. Okay, so generally this production planning happens in IBP, but that production planning or supply chain planning has to be integrated into financial plan. So I tell you, right, so financial plan is a central component of organizational planning. Okay, generally wherever you go, finance is a central component, guys, right? Every module or every component has to integrate with finance, okay, to generate the revenues. So especially in planning, the dependency is even higher because every department has to get the budgets, right? Every sector, every department has to get the budget, and who will do the budgeting? The financial planning will do the budget, right? So whatever the number they forecasted, right, that will be integrated into financial plan so that they get the budgets to that. Okay, so now the forecast is we gonna spend 1400 million on raw material. Okay, so then based on this number they will allocate the budgets to different regions, different products. Okay, clear? So every plan has to be integrated with financial plan at some point of time. Even if I go further, okay, so then the supply chain planning happens, so this will be integrated with your financial plan. Then okay, now you have your supply chain ready and everything ready. Then we have other expenses, like, so generally guys, we have two types of expenses in any company. Expenses are broadly categorized into two. One is production expenses, one is production expenses. So what you see in supply chain is production expense, okay, all production related expenses. Second is non-production expenses, like operating expenses, like marketing expense. Means you run the sales or not, you need to spend money on marketing. You see, production expense is related to your sales, guys. The more you sell, more you need to produce. Your production expense will directly go up, shoot up according to your sales. But whereas operating expenses has got no dependency on the sales, they has got no dependency on the sale, right? So whether you run the production or not, your marketing expense is common. Your HR expenses, you need to pay salary to your employees. Okay, even your company shut down in during night, you guys, during COVID, the company's plants were shut down, but they need to pay the expenses to employees. They need to pay for IT. Their IT projects were running, they need to pay for them. Okay, so and then we have other expenses like electricity. A lot of other components fall into other expenses. So you have like sales and marketing expenses, personal costs, like means HR expenses, IT expenses, etc. Okay, so as you see, right, even for IT projects also they do budgeting. Okay, sometimes you for suppose you work for any service company, you don't get, your projects don't get budgets. You might be hearing, right, you all work in IT, they say that your project don't have a budget for next financial year. Okay, so like that. So that means so in the IT expenses they didn't allocate you any budgets for a specific project. So generally we might do the HR planning separately. So we do workforce planning separately and integrate that workforce planning into financial plan, into the operating expenses component. We also do the marketing plan separately. We also generate a marketing plan separately and integrate it into financial plan. We also generate an IT plan separately and integrate into financial plan. Okay. So these numbers will be integrated here so that the budgets will start allocated according to these departments. Based on their forecasts, the budgets will be allocated. Okay, clear now? You understood, right? So financial planning is a central component of your organizational planning. It's a central, or it's a heart of organization planning, guys, because every planning happen in each and every component has to be integrated with your financial plan. Okay, clear, guys? Any questions here? So means that's the reason in any company you go to planning, they always, if you say planning, that means they think as financial planning. Anyone, any questions here? Okay, I'll clearly speak about financial P&L statement, how it is defined. But as of now, just try to understand financial planning is central component of your organizational planning. Okay, so in guys, in planning, 70-80% of the planning happens in finance area. So that's the reason most of the planning is what we call it as FPA, financial planning and analysis. Okay, so generally, if you broadly categorize our planning, see guys, marketing planning, IT planning are very small plans. They're very small plans. They are generated within a SAP Analytics Cloud. So if you broadly categorize our planning, category, so we have products for financial plan, we have products for workforce planning, we have products for sales planning and hit supply chain planning. So we got 4 types of planning in general. If we broadly categorize our planning, so we have 4 types of planning solutions like FPA, financial planning and analysis solution. Okay, and the products we have in FPA are Hyperion, Anaplan, and SAP Analytics Cloud. Then we got supply chain planning. Second major component of planning is supply chain. So guys, the biggest planning is financial planning, followed by supply chain planning. Okay, so where you see IBP and IBM planning analytics. Okay, and then we got workforce planning. Okay, then we got workforce planning or HR planning. Even HR planning is also done in SAC itself. Okay, the third component is HR planning or workforce planning. Fourth component is sales planning, guys. So generally, we don't generate a sales plan. We don't need a separate product to generate a sales plan. Sales planning can be done in SAC or it can be done in IBP also. In IBP, you have a concept called demand planning, which is nothing but sales planning only. In SAC also, in SAC financial planning, the top line planning is called sales planning. We generate the top line. Top line is generated through sales. Okay. So these are the basic 4 types of planning systems, planning solutions you really see in the market. Guys, even if you go into your BTP, you know, right, we have business technology platform where you have planning and analysis happening. Okay, so if I go on sap.com, if I go on to BTP, if I go to planning and analysis space of BTP, external planning and analysis space of BTP, so we have first as, okay, planning across LOB. LOB means line of business. Okay, so these are like LOBs, guys. This is financial planning is an LOB. It's a line of business. We generally call them as LOBs. Okay, workforce planning is an LOB, supply chain is an LOB, like that. You see, By unifying financial, supply chain, and workforce planning, you can generate one connected plan across all line of business. Okay. So here, guys, financial planning happens through S/4HANA Cloud and SAP Analytics Cloud. DataSphere is a source. I can ignore the DataSphere now. Whereas, guys, the planning happens in Analytics Cloud. The real planning happens in Analytics Cloud only. S/4HANA Cloud is used for consolidation. Actually, it is used for consolidation through group reporting. I'll speak about it. So it's basically an SAP Analytics Cloud where you run the end-to-end planning. Okay, so financial planning. So we have a product for financial planning that is SAP Analytics Cloud. For supply chain planning, guys, okay, for supply chain planning we have IBP, and also there are few more supply chain planning products, but majorly used is SAP IBP, integrated business planning for supply chain. And again for workforce planning we got success factors and SAP Analytics Cloud. Success factors is a source, guys. It contains HR data, but workforce planning happens again in Analytics. Okay, and the forecast and everything in Analytics Cloud only. Then, guys, for sales planning, we got, see, sales planning is a sub-component of your financial planning, or also sub-component of supply chain planning. Okay, if your organization is a normal company, guys, if it's a B2B kind of an organization, the sales planning happens either in APP or SAC, or sometimes happen in both the products. As part of financial planning, we do sales planning, the top line, we generate the top line sales. Okay, or even an IBP also we generate the same, the top line demand. Guys, the way we generate the sales planning, we do the sales planning in IBP and SAC, both are same. They both run in same way. Same algorithm is used. So they both generate the same numbers. Either you generate in IBP, you generate in SAC, you don't see difference in numbers because they use the same algorithm. Okay. So generally, if your organization is a B2B organization, means business to business organization, they have warehouses in place, so we make use of either SAC or IBP to generate the forecast. But if your company is a retail company, they have stores, they have retail stores, and they're selling from the retail stores, they have retail channels. If they have retail channels, so then you might need a separate heavy demand for store planning, guys. Store planning, store sales planning is different from normal sales planning. Okay, it's pretty much different because you need to generate the forecast of each and every store. Okay, so in that cases we make use of some external products like car. Okay, there is a product called car. Car is majorly used for retail planning, retail sales planning. Okay, where you see the unified demand forecast generating. So there is a separate product called car. Okay, car stands for customer activity repository. Okay, it's basically into retail sales planning. We also got some quarter planning or something. I didn't really know. This streamlines your financial and sales planning, guys. This is not a, this is never used. I never seen this success factors territory and quota solution. Okay. So generally there is one product called car, that is not a cloud product. I think that's the reason it is not seen here. Car is cloud only. Car is cloud. Okay, I need to check. Like, which is used for retail sales planning, but apart from that, so guys, very few companies use retail sales planning. If they have stores, if they have retail stores, they use that car planning. Otherwise the sales plan is also generated within IBP or SAC. Okay, clear now? So means if you observe carefully, we got two products for the planning, guys. One, IBP for supply chain planning, and remaining all planning happens in SAC. The financial plan, workforce planning, even marketing planning, IT planning, everything happens within SAC. Okay, so even I didn't write the marketing and IT planning, as even marketing and IT planning also happen within SAP Analytics Cloud. Okay, so only the supply chain plan happens in IBP. Okay, SAC majorly handles financial plan and workforce planning, majorly handles for financial and workforce planning. Okay, but it is a collaborative planning solution, guys. So using which you can run your marketing plans also, you can run your IT plans, whatever plan you want to run, you can run on SAC. Okay, but whereas the supply chain planning data will be taken from IBP, except supply chain planning, remaining all planning happen within SAP Analytics Cloud. So means this all happens within SAC. Okay, only planning that doesn't happen in SAC is a supply chain. Okay, but that's a big component. Supply chain planning is very, very big. Okay, two big components in planning are financial planning and supply chain planning. These are very, very big. Financial planning and supply chain planning are very, very big. So financial planning happens in SAC, supply chain planning happens in IBP, and remaining all supporting plans has to be integrated with financial plan, right? Workforce plan has to be integrated with finance plan, marketing plan has to integrate with finance, IT plan has to integrate with finance. So all these sub plans also generated in SAC only. All these sub plans are also generated within SAC only. Okay. So as part of our program, we're gonna generate financial plan, sales plan, workforce plan, marketing plan, IT plan, everything will be generated, guys. We don't do supply chain planning, that's it. Clear, guys? Makes sense? Any questions here, anyone? You understanding at least?
Yeah, we are getting. But where do the PAPM sits? SAP PAPM is there, right?
What?
It's the same. You have shown, right? In BTP or external planning, PAPM is also there, right?
I didn't get you. Which one?
SAP PAPM. Yeah, here explore financial planning solutions. Here it will be there. There, down, 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 down. Explore financial planning is there, no there. Now if you go there, down I've seen somewhere PAPM. Profitability analysis and performance plan. Yeah,
Profitability, performance management. Ignore that, please. I don't want to go there.
now where it comes under?
Satya,
SSC planning or IBP planning?
It's not. Profitability and performance management is a separate thing, guys. Okay. Separate product used by very few organizations.
Satya, IP and IBP are same, one and the same.
Yeah, IP and IBP are bit of same. IBP is replacing all of them.
Okay.
Okay. So here, that is how your financial and supply chain planning run. So guys, one point to be noted is the major planning is financial planning. It's the biggest planning in the biggest plan always happens at finance, where we integrate all the subplans. We call them as subplans. Workforce HR planning is a subplan which will be integrated into financial plan, OPEX planning into the operating expenses planning, marketing planning also integrate into OPEX planning of finance. IT plan also gets integrated into OPEX plan of finance. Then you have sales plan. Okay, which is like the top line planning of your finance. Then all the production cost component of P&L statement will be getting from supply chain. Guys, there are few organizations, if they don't have IBP, even the supply chain planning also happen in SAC. But IBP is more detailed and very sophisticated way of doing a supply chain planning. But SAC's supply chain planning is like very much setting the top numbers. That's it, just setting the numbers. Okay, but whereas supply chain IBP, supply chain planning through IBP is more sophisticated. But if your organization, I'll take simple example, guys. If my company is a banking company, they don't have production, right? They don't have production, they don't need supply chain. If my company is insurance, banking, they don't have real products, guys. Okay, IT companies, they don't have real products, they don't do any production, right? So these companies don't need supply chain. Okay, so the what happens is, for them there is no production cost, so there is no point of having a supply chain planning. But for any organization, financial planning is must and should. Okay, and few companies where they don't have big production boxes in place, they don't need a separate product to do supply chain planning. Even supply chain planning is also internally done within SAC. Okay, even production cost planning is also done within SAC. Okay, so what SAP is trying to say is, a lot of people think SAP Analytics Cloud is a financial planning system. That's a wrong assumption, guys. SAC is like a collaborative planning system. SAP Analytics Cloud is a collaborative planning system. Along with major financial planning, you can also generate the other types of plans like workforce planning, marketing planning, IT planning, etc. Okay, clear? In few cases, supply chain plan also generated in SAC. But IBP is more detailed and more sophisticated supply chain planning, guys. SAC is like just running some high-end numbers. That's it, nothing much. Okay. Clear, guys? Any questions here, anyone? Guys, you got any questions? Can you please speak up, guys? About the collaborative planning. You all good, right? So these are like the 4 types of planning you see really in the market. Okay. So where we do financial planning in SAC, workforce planning in SAC, supply chain planning in IBP, whereas sales planning can be done at both levels. It can be done in IBP because before you start inventory management and supply chain planning, we need sales data, we need demand. And even in finance also, to generate the low line numbers, we need the top line, which is sales. So it is generated in both IBP and SAC. Okay. So both are important products, guys. So if you can understand SAC planning and IBP planning, guys, means you are considered as an end-to-end planning consultant. You can do end-to-end organization planning if you know these 2 products. Whereas 70% of the planning happens through SAC and 30% of supply chain happens through IBP. Okay, SAC is major product in organization planning because it deals with financial planning. Okay, so it's considered major. Okay, so these are like the 2 types of planning products you generally see in the market. And SAP is the only company has got presence in both account-based planning and non-account-based planning. Oracle has got Hyperion, which is major in EPM product. They don't have any product in non-EPM. Anaplan do both account and non-account planning, but majorly companies use Anaplan only for account-based planning. Okay, so SAP is the only organization which has got both planning products. Okay, account and non-account planning products, and which have a very tight integration, where you can move the data very easily from one product to the other. Okay.
Cost point of view, Anaplan and SAC, which one would be the feasible one?
I really cannot compare either. Anaplans is a not subscription based. SAC is different.
Because I see, I mean, a lot of organizations have implemented Anaplan too.
I didn't really have an understanding on Anaplan, to be honest, to compare, right? First, I should have understanding on Anaplan, right? Honestly speaking, I didn't work on Anaplan at all. I seen Hyperion, I seen SAC, but I never seen Anaplan.
Yeah. Okay.
So I cannot compare, I cannot comment also. So guys, but one point you remember, if your company is using S4 HANA, okay, then Analytics Cloud will be the first choice financial planning. One point, very straightforward. Because going forward, they are moving away from traditional planning tools like BPC. Okay, they are moving away from all traditional planning applications. They are now building their entire planning ecosystem on two products. One is SAC, cloud-based planning solutions, that is SAC and IBP. Okay, they're moving away from all the traditional planning tools like APO, PPC, BWIP. Everything is going away. Everything is going away and getting replaced with two products, two cloud-based products, that is IBP and SAC. Okay, to handle your end-to-end organization planning. Okay, and then these two products are again ML-based forecasting products. Okay, so two main reasons why we are moving into the new age products is because these products are ML-based forecasting tools, guys. In IVP, the demand planning happens through machine learning algorithms. Okay, and also inventory optimization also happens through algorithms. There will be some ML algorithms which runs these things. Even in SAC also, the demand plan or sales planning is generated through machine learning ML algorithm. Even IT plans, HR plans are also generated, forecasted. The forecasting happens through the future number forecast happens through machine learning here. But whereas in traditional products, the forecasting is a manual activity, but now it is AI based forecasting tools. Two main reasons why we are moving away from all our traditional products into new age products like SAC and IBP are: one, they are cloud based, comes at low cost. Okay, the future is cloud, you all know. So SAP is building its entire ecosystem on cloud. They're moving all its planning into cloud. Very honestly, very straightforward. So these two products are cloud based, IBP and SAC. And second, they are AI based forecasting tools. The future forecasting will be always AI based. Okay, so all of even Hyperion and Anaplan also upgraded their forecasting into ML based forecasting. Okay, but they are very basic guys. When compared to SAC, they are not as ML integrated. Okay, so the second, and also these two products are AI based forecasting or ML based forecasting products. So new age forecasting. Okay, these are the two factors which are driving our SAP's journey into these two products, SAC and IBP. Okay, guys, if I even dig deep into financial planning, so financial planning has got two components: planning and consolidation. So we used to have two products. We used to have BPC guys to do financial planning and consolidation. But if I speak about BPC, I'm not a big fan of BPC. I worked on BPC, but I'm not a big fan of BPC because BPC is more of a consolidation product. Very less planning and it's more of a consolidation product. You don't do a real planning in BPC. Okay, BPC is very weak system in terms of planning. Very weak product in terms of planning, but very good product in terms of consolidation. Okay, so from ECC we get all the numbers, actual numbers, do some basic planning in BPC and do all the consolidation within BPC. So that's the reason most of the companies they went for non-SAP products, especially for the planning. If they need big planning guys, they went into non-SAP products like Hyperion and Anaplan to do all the planning. I seen some company where they do financial planning in Hyperion, get that plan number into BPC and do all the consolidation in BPC. Okay, so as SAP don't have a proper planning system, so the companies used to rely on non-SAP products, okay, to do all the planning. Okay, so BPC was more of a consolidation product and less of a planning product, and a very basic planning is very basic planning. Forecasting is manual. The planner can maintain any number. Okay, there is no limitation on the planner to maintain any number. It's all manual forecasting. It's all planner driven forecasting. Okay, um, uh, and maximum planning happens from the reporting tool, that is AO, analysis for office. Okay, planner will never log into a BPC system, so there are a lot of limitations of having a BPC planning. So BPC was majorly used for consolidation purpose, less for a planning purpose, because it's a very weak planning product. Okay. So, but now with S4HANA coming on, taking over from ECC, with S4HANA coming into picture, ECC going away, so S4HANA has an inbuilt capability to do all the consolidation. Okay. So we are now doing the consolidation within S4HANA. We are not moving the data into any other system for consolidation process. So we can do the financial consolidations within S4HANA using a concept called S4HANA group reporting through CDS views. Okay, so we have S4HANA GR in the sense group reporting, where you can do consolidation within S4HANA system. So what we are doing is once your organization move towards S4HANA, okay, so we have a pure play planning system, that is SAC, where you do the end-to-end planning in SAC, okay, and then use S4HANA group reporting for consolidations, financial consolidations. Okay, so this is how your financial planning will look in the future. Okay, so we are going away from BPC. We are very straightforward. Okay, maybe down the line 2 to 3 years you don't BPC usage will come down drastically. Maybe down the line 5 years you don't see BPC at all. Okay, so where the entire planning will happen in SAC and the consolidation happens through S4HANA group reporting. Okay, so means if I speak, I'll show you. So generally what we do is from S4HANA, guys, whatever be the finance data you have, finance actuals data, actual data will be imported from S4HANA. Here you see. So your actual data will be imported from S4HANA system. It will be stored in AC doc A table. I'll speak about these tables. Okay. Will be imported to SAP Analytics Cloud, where you build the planning model in SAC, do all the planning in SAC, do your end-to-end, generate your end-to-end financial plan, forecast, budget, everything in SAC. Okay. Once this planning is generated, the plan is generated in SAC, this plan will be exported back to S4HANA system. This is AC doc P table in S4HANA system. Okay, so then the consolidation runs in S4HANA. Once the planning gets completed in SAC, the data will be exported back to S4 for financial consolidations. Okay, then you have the plan data, you have actual data, will consolidate into AC docu through group reporting. We do all financial consolidations. Okay, and do some reporting on top of the financial consolidations. Okay, where you need to do the reporting, right, to show your actual versus budget used, actual versus forecast used. Okay, you want to show those kind of reporting, we can run the reporting on top of this. Okay, clear?
What is the reporting used, Satya, for that?
Again SAC, man, again it will be connected to SAC for reporting.
For reporting? Mm-hmm.
Again SAC. So the CDS view will be again connected to SAC. The group reporting CDS view will be again connected to SAC for reporting. That will be reporting component of SAC, not planning component. You understood, right? That will again form the reporting component.
Here a little bit of a disconnect. So they will connect to SAC. How it is going to be connected to SAC? Is it live connectivity or?
And when you are importing the data for planning purpose, it's import. Once your group reporting is connected, right? Once your group reporting is done, it will be live connection for reporting purpose. That is reporting and analytics. But if you see, first we get the actual number from S4HANA, import the numbers, import the data into SAC. This is import, this is not live. Okay. Import the data into SAP Analytics Cloud, do all the planning in Analytics Cloud. Once your plan is ready, then we'll export the data back to S4HANA system. Data is exported back to S4HANA. Okay. AC doc P table.
Okay,
So where the consolidation starts through group reporting.
yeah, Satya, when you say export back, it's like writing back to this table.
It's not writing back, export back. Write back is different, export is different.
Okay.
Okay. Export is different from write back. Write back in the sense, if you edit some number there, it will be written back there. That's a different story, but export is different. Physical export the data.
Okay.
We'll export the data into AC doc P, right?
AC doc P, the planning table.
Okay. From there, how it goes to AC doc U, and it will
That's
automatically go.
consolidation, man. That's group reporting. That's none of our business. That's group reporting. We don't really cover the consolidation, right?
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. Any
Satya, one
questions here?
question. When we pull, since we are talking about AC doc A, right? So actual data. So when we pull, there will be some sort of insidious view limitations, like we
No,
filter
man,
some
it's
data.
direct
How gen?
table replication,
Sorry,
straightforward.
your voice was okay.
It's a table replication. We are loading the data. We don't need a CDS view there. If it's live connection, then we need a data model, man. One thing I say, if you're connecting in live, then speak about data models. Then if you're getting the data, you can directly pull out from a table.
Okay.
Straight away, straight pull. Okay. Right. It's just a moment. So generally in financial planning also, so we do the same way. So generally we do the end-to-end planning in SAC, but whereas the consolidation will happen within S4HANA, which is through group reporting. Okay. So you see here, consolidation will happen in S4HANA as part of a group reporting. So guys, if you have financial SAC planning and group reporting, then it will be like you are also kind of an end-to-end FP, financial planning consultant. Okay. So this is how it works. But you see guys, 70% is financial plan. That group reporting is a small topic. It's a very small topic. Maybe if you can do your own research, you can understand the group reporting. That's a very small topic. Okay. If you spend 10-20 hours, then you will understand the end-to-end of group reporting. And a lot of content available in YouTube also for the group reporting, because group reporting is there from long time. SAC planning might be a new topic, a new subject, but S4HANA group reporting, S4HANA consolidations are happening from long time. This is not a new topic, and you'll find a lot of content on YouTube. Okay, it's a very small topic. If you have some time, you want to be an end-to-end planning consultant, so look towards S4HANA group reporting also. Okay, so try to learn this small component as well, right? So guys, one point I say is right now the hot cake is SAC planning because it's a new area. S4HANA group reporting was a hot cake in 2020, 2019. Okay, 4 years, 5 years back, S4HANA group reporting was one of the hottest subjects, hottest skill to have. But right now it was kind of an old skill only. It's not a new skill. Okay, because this is there from long time. But SAC planning is kind of a hot skill right now in the market. So you're learning the hot skill, but if you have this group reporting piece as well, then you can have an end-to-end grip on financial planning and consolidation. Okay, right? Make sense? Any questions, anyone? Okay, so guys, I'm already out of time. I stop here maybe for today. So I just covered the types of products, the types of planning, everything. In the next session, I'll speak about the traditional planning, the new age planning. Okay, and also I'll go into financial planning. Okay, I'll quickly cover the traditional planning products, the new age planning products, how they replace traditional planning. And then I'll quickly jump on to finance. What is finance? What are the different aspects of finance? I'll quickly give you some understanding on finance, guys, before I start with financial plan. Okay, let's stop here. Thank you all. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.